Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
How was your mini vacation? It was good. It was nice. Good. अब सब मूड छुट्टी वाले मूड में से बाहर आ गए हो ना? Okay. Good. What was we are discussing in last session? सोएगा अभी? क्यों कृष्णा? आप क्यों सुना है? अभी तो 11 तो बज गए. अरे बाप रे. जाग जाओ जल्दी से. गुड मॉर्निंग गाइस. चलो लास्ट सेशन में हमने हाँ फिर सो जाना. 2 लेक्चर खत्म हो जाए उसके बाद आप सो जाना आराम से.
Ma'am, we have only lectures till 1 only.
यस बेटा.
Okay, ma'am.
For this 10 days, not for 10 days we are having session only till 1, 11 to 1. From 13 onwards you will be having session from 9 to 3. Primitive types. Okay, what is object, what is class, वो discuss कर रहे थे. Yes, dates are now final. Your sessions are regular sessions of your semester 1 are going to start from 13th of September. For offline sessions, most probably you are coming. You can come from 13th, but before that I have to take one survey. How many students from you wants to come offline? If it is more than 50%, then I have to schedule. Half will come in first 3 days, and half will come on the last 3 days of the week. So for that I need some time. व्हाट्सएप का ग्रुप बनाना है. Yes, it is also possible. Alternatives. मेल रेगुलर चेक करना हैबिट डाल दो अभी थोड़े दिन के लिए. व्हाट्सएप का ग्रुप में बना दूंगी. अब अगर आज मैं बात कर लेती हूँ सर से, अगर हाँ बोला तो मैं आज ही आपको लिंक शेयर कर दूंगी. ओके. We'll share a Google form in your mail only to choose online and offline. will share that form within few days only, so I can get the idea, and then we will decide from which day you can come to college. Let us continue with Java. This is what we have done in the last session, right? We have created a class. We have discussed what is class, what is object, why this is public static void mean, what is system.out.println, right? Now we have to move further. Uh, Abhi, Vishal sir is going to brush up your programming concepts. Means if, else, looping, everything he will cover in the lecture of logic building. And I'm waiting for his lecture. First, he will cover the if and basic programming concept. Then we will implement it in Java, right? Till that, we will continue with the class and objects. जो ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग का बेसिक है, वहां से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे.
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes, beta, you can.
Ma'am, can we do on Turbo C?
On Turbo C,
Yes, ma'am.
Java.
Yes,
Turbo C
ma'am.
is allowing you to run Java.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Your voice is speaking.
Turbo C is allowing you to run Java code. Then you can use. That's okay. Am I
Okay, ma'am.
audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Is it any option to run Java code in Turbo C? I don't know actually about Turbo C now. Turbo
Uh,
C is actually a compiler of C and C++. जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, it will not allow you to run a Java code. No, do not use Eclipse, NetBeans, Intel IG, Intel नहीं, idea, something, some new ID is there. But do not use any IDE. Intel IG, na? Yes. Sublime text editor you can use, yes, you can use VS Code, you can use Sublime, you can use Skype. That will be better. If you want to compile Java without using CMD, then you have to use a Skype or any other IDE. Because Kite is giving you inbuilt compiler. Using Kite, you can compile and run the Java code without using CMD. NetBeans is also there, but it is also an IDE, and IDE gives you suggestions. And I don't want that you practice the core Java in IDE, because if the IDE is giving you the suggestions, then you will not learn how to write the syntax of that code. That's why I am telling you use Sublime Text Editor. That is best. Yes, it is best because it is giving you. It is also giving you the suggestion. But if you have used previously, then it will give you the suggestion. It will not give you the new. Yes, Notepad, Notepad plus plus, everything will work. And use basic text editor only for Java. Why? Because we have to understand the concept. What is we are writing, we have to understand. IDE will give you the facility that you can remember. You no need to remember the class name. If you press control space, then it will give you the list of library functions and classes, राइट. तो हमें कभी भी याद नहीं रहेगा कि क्या क्लास है, कैसे क्लास बनता है, उस क्लास की मेथड कौन सी है, हाउ टू राइट द कोड. If you want to learn any programming language, you must have to use that programming language. You have to write that code in a notepad where you are not getting any help. तो आपको परफेक्टली याद रहेगा.
Okay, ma'am.
यस
Thank
यस
you.
यस. अगर आप सबलाइम में कोड करोगे, यू हैव टू रन इट ऑन दी CMD.
Okay.
ओके. तो पॉसिबल हो तब तक तो सबके पास होगा ही नेटबीन्स, या कुछ तो आपने बैच क्लास में यूज किया ही होगा.
हाँ मैम, NetBeans ID
हाँ,
8.2.
नेटबीन्स आईडी ऑलमोस्ट सबने यूज किया होगा, बट डू नॉट यूज इट राइट नाउ.
Okay,
क्यों?
मैम.
क्योंकि हमें सीखना है, राइट, याद रखना है कैसे कोड करते हैं वो, इसलिए.
So, ma'am, I can do on the Notepad plus plus, no?
Yes, you can use Notepad++.
Okay.
And everyone is having Java installed in their machine, right? Okay. So let us start with a class. Yes, then you have to install it. Let us start with the class. We have used the concept of student class, right? We have discussed what is class, what is object, or I should repeat it. Okay, tell me who can explain what is class and why we need a class. Okay. Why we are creating the class? Is it required? Today we are having new members. Last session में maximum strength was 43. Today we have 51. How many of you are attending the session for the first time? Farman, Dhruv, Mohit. Krishna was there, not you are not attending the session for the first time. Path is new. Okay. कृष्णा आप तो थे ना लास्ट सेशंस में? फर्स्ट सेशन में थे, अच्छा। ओके चलो, जो फर्स्ट टाइम अटेंड कर रहे हैं उनके लिए वी आर रिवाइजिंग द कंसेप्ट ऑफ जावा इन द सेशन. We are discussing the concepts because you all know the what is Java, basics of Java. You all are aware of it. So we are. This is not. This will not be like I am teaching you. We will discuss. Okay. Class consists of data members and member function. Collection of data members and member function is a class. Yes. Now, why to create a class and where to create? When we are going to use a class, concept of class, and why? Let us understand the need of object-oriented programming. For encapsulation, yes. What is encapsulation? Class is providing encapsulation, but why? Wrapping up of data. Don't use data without object. Yes. To provide, we can declare private data members and methods. Yes. To provide security to our data, we are creating a class. Is it? Yes. Category that create a class. Yes. Now, the concept. What is class? Class define. If you want to define a class, you will use the word. It is a collection of data members and member function. We can say it is a user defined data type. All the things. But why to create? When you want to address or when you want to add any category in your program, if you want to add some uh, generalized scenario in your program, then you have to create a class for that. And when you want to use that scenario and go to the specialization, then you have to create the object of that class, right? In other manner also, if we understand with the concept of RDBMS. Everyone knows the table and columns and rows. So if I define a table named student, right? Columns of that table will be roll number, name, city, and phone number. This is the columns. If I represent roll number is 101, the name of the student is Ram. If the phone number is 90909 something something something, and if the city is Ahmedabad. So this is one student. Means one row of our table is representing a student. Right? And the table, columns of the table are the characteristics of the class or a table. These are the characteristics. Right? This is represent a student. student 1. If I say 103, this is student 2, right? So each row is different student, and combinedly all the table is representing a list of students, right? बट अगर मैंने इसके अंदर एक भी वैल्यू नहीं डाली है, then this table is something where you can store the object of the student. इसी चीज को अगर हम जावा में कन्वर्ट करने की ट्राई करें तो we will create a class that is student. We will define integer, roll number. Look, we will define our variables with first letter will be small and the second word first letter will be capital. String, student, name, then phone number, मोबाइल नंबर स्ट्रिंग में ही ले लेते हैं, and this is the representation of our table into the class. This is our class. It means when we want to store something, when we want to address a category, then we are going to create a class. Now think a definition um, of a student management system. Okay? तो उसके अंदर आपको कितने क्लास बनाने पड़ेंगे? कौन एनालाइज करेगा इसको? I want to develop a system where you have to store the data of student, you have to publish the results, you have to assign the faculties, you have to create the sessions, you have to store the attendance of the student, you have to track the record of fees of the student. How many class should I create and how the flow of the system will be? I want to create a class, want to create a system of student management system. तो कितने क्लास चाहिए होंगे उसमें? Functions for different class, but how many class with different? Yes, we have to use inheritance concept. But which class should be declared? One student class will be there. Okay, then I'm checking how many of you are clear with the concept of class. Student class will be the child class. Okay. Then which class will be the main class, means on the super class? Okay, one main class will be there, and the subclass of it will be student, teacher, and office. Okay, then fees and result is just a process. Faculty will be main class. तो फैकल्टी क्लास में से आप स्टूडेंट क्लास को इनहेरिट करोगे. टास्क फॉर द डे. आज सब लोग एनालाइज करोगे, चार्ट बनाओगे, हायरार्की पूरी, कितने क्लास चाहिए, कौन से क्लास में कौन सी मेथड होगी, और किसको हम कैसे कॉल करेंगे, कौन किसको एक्सेस करेगा, वो सब चीज है. सोच के शांति से बनाना, कौन से क्लास चाहिए होंगे, कौन कौन सी प्रोसेस हम उसके अंदर यूज करेंगे, और वो सारी प्रोसेस का कहाँ पे कौन एक्सेस कर पाएगा, क्योंकि आपको वो भी सोचना पड़ेगा. स्टूडेंट क्लास की मेथड होगी तो वो फैकल्टी क्लास में एक्सेस होगी या नहीं, फैकल्टी क्लास की मेथड स्टूडेंट क्लास में एक्सेसिबल है या नहीं, आप कैसे वो रन करोगे, वो क्या करोगे. यू हैव टू ड्रॉ अ चार्ट. यस. सिस्टम ओवरव्यू जिसमें रिप्रेजेंट होना है वैसा चार्ट आपको बनाना है. ठीक है, होगा. ओके, चलो तब तक हम सीखते हैं हाउ टू इम्प्लीमेंट अ क्लास यूजिंग जावा, एंड हाउ टू क्रिएट द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ दैट क्लास एंड हाउ इट विल वर्क. This is our class. Now I need one more class where I have to create main method. Now, how we can create an object of a class student. So, student, then object name, new, see. What will be done if I write this statement? This statement will create one object of a student class. I have to draw something. Where should I draw? Just a second. This is getting initial. Okay. One object of a class student will be it will have sections. One section is for variables and another section is for methods. There is text. Student object 1. And here we can have roll number, name, phone number, and city. These four values can be written over here. This will be the memory allocation for student object 1. If I am writing again student object 2 is equals to new student 2, one more object will be created and again the variable will be declared roll number, name, phone number, city. This will be created and this is student object 2. इट मीन्स अपने क्लास में एक ही बार वेरिएबल्स लिखे हैं बट as and when you are creating the object of that class you will create the copy of all the variables of that class and each object will use the copy of its own. It will not use the shared copy of the variables, right? जितने भी ऑब्जेक्ट्स क्रिएट होंगे उतनी बार ये सभी मेंबर्स का मेमोरी एलोकेशन होगा और हम उसको यूज करेंगे. अब कैसे यूज करेंगे? स्टूडेंट ऑब्जेक्ट वन डॉट roll number equals to 1. If I am writing like this, it will modify over here. We can write here equals to 1 will be stored. If I am writing student object 2 dot roll number equals to 2, then it will store the value 2 over here. Means जितनी भी कॉपी हम क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, जितने भी ऑब्जेक्ट्स क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, दैट मैनी रोल नंबर्स विल बी क्रिएटेड एंड इट विल बी यूज्ड एज पर द ऑब्जेक्ट ओनली. Okay, means if I am writing student object 1, then the copy of student object 1 will be utilized to store the roll number. If I am using student object 2, then the copy of student object 2 will be utilized to store the roll number of that student. Means जितने भी objects बनेंगे उतनी बार ये सारे variables का memory allocation होगा. Now, what about the methods? Is it clear? ओ स्मॉल लिखा है मैंने. इसको मुझे छोटा करना पड़ेगा तो मुझे चेक देखिए. It should be like this, and it will not give me the error. Right? Is it clear till this? Now, what about the methods? If I am creating a method to print void print student, and I am writing over here system dot out dot print ln. What does this ln means? Anyone have any idea? New line, yes. Should I write student one, student object one dot roll number over here, or this roll number will be fine? What am I doing this? Plus, why I am doing like this? String concatenation, yes. I want to merge string with the value of my variable. That's why I am concatenating it using this plus operator, right? So it will give me the output like roll number colon, then the value of my variable roll number, then again name, then student name, phone number, then phone number. उसकी value आपको मिल जाएगी, right? We should store all the values. तो क्या होगा यहाँ पे, ये चार स्टेटमेंट से हमारा जो ड्राइंग है उसमें यहाँ पे चारों में वैल्यू स्टोर हो जाएगी, राइट। अब मुझे प्रिंट करवाना है, तो कैसे प्रिंट करवाएंगे, स्टूडेंट ऑब्जेक्ट वन डॉट प्रिंट स्टूडेंट। अब ये स्टेटमेंट से क्या होगा, the methods will be somewhere in common. Methods are here and the object will call the method of that class. Print student. ऐसे हम कॉल होगी हमारी मेथड, मीन्स जब क्लास लोड होगा, when we are executing our class, we are executing our program, in the first phase all the class will be loaded into the memory. At that time this method will be added to the memory and this variable will not have any occupied any space in the memory in on the time of loading. The variables will be given memory as and when the object is created of that class, राइट। तो ऐसे हम मेथड को कॉल करेंगे। इज इट क्लियर हाउ टू यूज द वेरिएबल, हाउ टू यूज द मेथड। अब इसको रन करके देखें, अभी तक रन तो किया ही नहीं है हमने कोड को। एरर है हमारे कोड में कुछ नहीं है, चलो क्यों प्रिंट नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि अभी तक मैंने सेव नहीं किया है। आ गई वैल्यू, right? So it will print me the output. Now, if I want to get a value from the user, then what should I do? No scanf. Scanf is a function of C. Yes, we can use a scanner or we can use command line argument also. Let's see what is command line argument here. This is what the argument of our command line. It means if I am writing over here Java student main, then if I am writing one, then X, Y, Z, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and A, B, C. Then this will 4 will be the argument of our program. तो उसको run उसको get कैसे करेंगे? That can be accepted in the argument args. Then you can write over here like args of 0, then args of 1, args of 2, args of 3. This is possible, but this will give me the string, and roll number is of type integer. What should I do? I have to convert the string into integer. How can I convert it? Yes, using parse integer. Integer dot parse int into bracket your string. Very good. You all know how to. I have to again compile the code. Then I have to write. Yes, this is one way to get the value from the user. Try it out. You can try this code. Chalo, let everyone try this first. Then we will continue. Yes, I can. Let us try. It will be a compile time error because we have defined a string. You have to screen record भले ही की हो, you should work with it. Voice record. Chạy vào biểu clear now. Now it's your check. Right now I'm not taking anything. I'm not able to do anything in my laptop right now. Are you able to see the screen? Oh, okay, no worries, Sharon. We'll continue in the next session tomorrow. Eleven only.